Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. EA dropped one of the most random pieces of content I think we've ever seen in FC25 yesterday, and it's awesome. The perfect mixture of a challenge, something just outrageously crazy that none of us really thought we'd ever be doing, and some really good rewards. Nobody expected to score 45 goals in one game, but that's what we have to do. We'll give all the tips and tricks to how to get that done today and what it means maybe for some good player picks to save for La Liga team of the season. Also, EA just announced a change to FUT Champs. We need to talk about how FUT Champs qualifiers is changing and how EA kind of confirmed one of the FC26 leaks, and it is Wednesday today, which means we're getting guaranteed team of the season packs, and also another day closer to La Liga team of the season. We got to talk about the market in terms of how prices could maybe move up a little bit after they've only gone down for the past couple of days. If you're excited for the video, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Let's go over that content from Tuesday. Before we get to the crazy objective, we're going to make a pit stop to the SBCs. I think that's 2 days in a row where I've said pit stop. Maybe I've been watching too much racing. Anyway, let's go to the upgrade packs where the 84x7 expired. It was replaced with the 85x5 combo upgrade. Guys, I actually like this pack. It's an 85x5, but then you get a couple of other players inside of it. I think it's 3 other rare golds that are 80 rated and above. It's an 84 rated squad with a team of the week or a team of the season requirement. And I actually had some pretty good pulls from the first 2. We can do 4 per day. The first 2 of these I packed 3 team of the seasons from, and then the next 2 I just got some really high rateds from, like 89s and 88s. So for an 84 squad and an inform, that's a decent pack to be doing each and every day to try to pack those team of the season cards or to stash up for La Liga tots. So I think that's a pretty good one. First time we've had it. I'm down to try it again today to see how good it is. Now, also yesterday we had the refresh. Nothing new, but just a simple refresh of the TOTS trade-in player pick. It's the simple 91 plus 1 of 3. I was hoping maybe they'd add an extra slot in this or add something a little bit different, or maybe if it was going to be the same, maybe make it a little bit cheaper. But it's still 4 team of the season players, which is not worth it in the way that it's priced. Like, you're turning in literally 45, 50,000 coins of TOTS cards in for probably just one of those 20,000 coin TOTS cards back. So it's really not worth doing unless you have a lot of TOTS fodder, you're opening a lot of packs, doing the menu grind, hitting some blues, and you just want one place to turn them in to at least try it. Now, let's talk about team of the seasons, because we were hoping that they would rise up a good bit this week. They have not risen that well. Currently, team of the season prices are still right around 15 to 16,000 coins on the markets, and we were hoping they would be going to like 20K or 22K like they were last week. Maybe today could improve those prices a little bit, but it doesn't look super good because the TOTS trade-in does not have as much hype this week, and unless EA maybe add like an extra guaranteed TOTS today, it just doesn't look as great for the fact that team of the season cards are where they are on the market. I think on Thursday when we have rewards, they would probably dip back down again. So if you bought at 14 and 15K like I did, I got a couple in my club, couple on the transfer list, I'm probably going to keep lazy listing those. I think today will be a great day to be lazy listing those team of the season cards. You can either hold them long term, because usually after TOTS we have a rise on team of the season fodder cards in general, kind of like we knew was going to happen with team of the weeks, right? Team of the weeks are still up. We expect that with team of the seasons as well. However, it's going to be a longer hold for those unless you just want to get out and take your coins. Hopefully today, maybe they bump up to like 18,000 coins and then you can sell them and you'll be good to go. So make sure you lazy list those an hour before content if you're invested in those, but just kind of survey the situation for you and your club, whether you want your coins back out of that or not. Now, the last SBC from yesterday that we must mention is a striker SBC that would have been really good, except we have crazy Evos right now, and that is the Lautaro Martinez 5-star skill, 4-star weak foot striker card with 2 of the best actually, playstyle pluses in the game for a striker: finesse, low driven, and the quick step. With the 5-star skills, 99 attack positioning, finishing, volleys, balance, reactions, jumping. Like, those are some good 99 stats on that card. He's got power shot base, he's got the first touch, the press proven, the flair even. Some say that flair makes finesse shots better. He's got the trickster, even as relentless and technical. This is a really, really good card, except, we just had the Thierry Henry evolution glitch and all these crazy Evos that have been released for strikers that have made prices crash. This SBC is still not bad. If you're a Lautaro Martinez fan, you want to build an Argentinian squad, you want a great link to Paulo Dybala, even though TOTS cards already have boosted links, this is a great card. 100%. If you want to get it done, go ahead and craft it. That's what I would say. For me, though, it's probably going to fall behind in the list of SBCs that I would want to complete just because of the Evos that we have currently had in this game, like the Henri that a lot of people are building up. Now, speaking of Evos, I saw a lot of you guys lately on the video from yesterday, some of you guys that were just watching in the last couple of hours, ask if the glitch is still working. To my knowledge, it is, because actually I have cards in my club that can fit even one of the older Evos that was boosting through the glitch. This is the one from Rush. I think it was the TOTS upgrade. I also finished the TOTS Plus upgrade too here. So yes, I do believe that the glitch is still working. Most people have been saying that it is working. Yeah, so like Weston McKennie here for me was one that I glitched from an Evo into a regular card. So yeah, he can get boosted up +1s all around. So it is still working. A lot of people are working to create their 4 playstyle plus and 95 rated Thierry Henrys, Ruud Hullets, whoever it might be that you're trying to boost up. The glitch is still 100% working on this game. But we did not have any new Evos yesterday, which isn't that big of a surprise after the craziness that Evos have been for really the past week. It was all last Monday when it started during the second half of Bundesliga TOTS when Evos got crazy. So I think maybe they're going to slow down a little bit more, but hopefully they pick back up at the end of the week for La Liga team of the season because, man, Evos have been fantastic. The SBC's kind of turned up for Serie A TOTS too. Let's hope it continues at that rate for La Liga TOTS. We'll be talking about that for sure tomorrow and into Friday as the big anticipated league release of La Liga does drop. Now, let's get to the big piece of content yesterday. Guys, I don't think I've gone to the Milestones tab of objectives for a long time, but that changed yesterday on this game when we saw the new objective here called where's it at? It's at the bottom here. It's probably all the way at the bottom. Yeah. Squad Battles Speed Run. And basically every single kind of objective here is to score as many goals as you can in a beginner difficulty squad battles match. But look at these rewards: an 87 2 of 5 player pick, an 88 plus 1 of 3, an 87 plus, 86, 85, 84. Those are some really good player picks. You start at 10 goals, you move your way up, and basically what you're trying to do is score 45 to complete the whole entire objective, which also gives you a 90 plus times 2 player pick. You're scoring 45 goals in one game of squad battles. Something so outlandish, yet so fun at the same time. Like, I don't think I've gone into squad battles and tried to score a whole bunch of goals like this since maybe the very beginning of the game when we were doing some of these mastery objectives here, like the assists objectives to try to get these packs at the very beginning of the game. That's the last time I've thought about scoring that many goals in one game. But this is not easy, guys. The first time that I attempted this yesterday, I scored 44. I was so confident that I was going to get 45. Easy done right away. I scored 44 in the first game, but it's actually kind of fun because you know that you can do it and it should be easy, but it takes a little bit of effort. It takes a little bit of planning, and you kind of will get used to it. Like, there's a couple things you got to watch for off of kickoff. The AI will kick it right back to one of their defensive mids, either on like the right or the left, and you got to just go straight to them, tackle it. You got to run up the pitch and try to score in as fast amount of time as you can. Like, you can score 20 goals in a half and then the next half score 25 goals. There's so many things that who even thought we would care about related to this milestone objective as we tried to get this one done. But it's worth it, right? It's the reason that we care about this is because it's got great rewards. Literally playing one game and completing all of these objectives, even if it takes you 5 to 10 games to learn it, to get better at it, to finally hit the 45 goals, like, these rewards are worth it. Even if you don't think you can get 45, get to 30, get to 25. Those are great player picks for just playing like a couple games of squad battles. That is fantastic. You know what this made me really think about is the moments mode that is in this game. Maybe it's still in here, maybe it's not. That is what the moments mode should be. A little one game thing like that, a challenge, not so much like a learning mode, how it was and how it was kind of poorly implemented. But that right there feels like a true moment type of thing that we would enjoy to play in this game. Now, a couple of tips that I saw. This tweet here from FIFA Trading Romania was really good. Avoid multiple passes because you're trying to score as fast as you can. Playing on beginner, you can just dribble right by everybody. Avoid tackles with circle. I mean, you can just run straight up to people since it's the AI and press X or press A on Xbox and kind of do like the shoulder shrug tackle. That'll get you the ball. He says do long shots. Now, I personally had success by shooting mostly right on the edge of the box with a lot of low drivens and trivellas and finesses. And he says you use a two-striker formation. I think, you could go all out and try to copy a tactic here with two strikers and be on 100 depth team press and, whatever. Like, there's guys that were tweeting out tactics codes yesterday of like, hey, how to set your team up to get the 45 goals in squad battles. I don't know if it's that deep, but definitely the team press and maybe having a two-striker formation can just help you as you try to attack off of scoring a goal and continue to score. So that was honestly the least expected thing I think any of us thought we were going to see yesterday, but we love it. Like, EA, more of that, please. That was phenomenal. That was an absolute blast. I'm excited to see where that came from. What else could be coming out in this game like that? So that's all the objective madness from yesterday. But here's something that EA talked about before we even had the content drop yesterday that kind of actually gives us some insight and confirms one of the leaks that we just had for FC26. I talked about FUT champs, right? That is what this pertains to. Starting today, the number of wins required to enter FUT champs finals has been lowered from 2 to 1. They are making the barrier to entry the most competitive, or what used to be the most competitive mode on this game, even lower. They want everybody, or just about everybody, in the FUT Champs Weekend League. This is appealing, of course, right now during Team of the Season when you have the TOTS rewards. Yesterday, actually, I had only had one game won in FUT Champs qualifiers, and I was like, I'm not going to play. Then I was like, you know what? Might as well, because I'm already qualified. It like auto-qualified me with my one win. So I'm jumping in, trying to finish my matches here before FUT Champs ends. Of course, FUT Champs is extended right now, too. And we could talk all the time, and we're going to talk about it this summer for sure as we head into FC26, just how FUT Champs has changed from where it started with 40 games being the most ultra-competitive mode, very difficult to apply for, to actually qualify for, to now being a mode where along the FC26 lines of the leaks that we had, everybody is going to be in some sort of FUT Champs. There's the Division 5 and higher FUT Champs, and the Division 6 or lower called FUT Champs Challengers, but that's what this feels like, a step in that direction, a step in the direction of EA getting us used to like thinking that just about everybody can play in FUT Champs. Because if you can get one win in Champs Finals, which is like open matchmaking, it's not necessarily division rivals based with your rank, whether you're like in Division 1, you're only matching Division 1 players. Like FUT Champs matchmaking for playoffs at least is way more open, and that's kind of what this feels like, a step towards FC26. Now, this is the time of the year where EA do like to test things. I mean, shoot, maybe that squad battles objective from yesterday that we just talked about is something that we're going to see more of in FC26 as well. I wouldn't mind that, but that's just one thing I wanted to notice and talk about with you guys. That means there's going to be more people playing FUT Champs this weekend for La Liga. Also, like, what a better time for EA to do that during one of the most hype weekends of the game, of Team of the Season, upcoming just a couple days from now, with the La Liga TOTS cards being out, all the big names from Madrid and Barca, and the women's side as well, all the insane cards that are going to be out. Speaking of that, we should be watching out for leaks today because, of course, we looked at a couple of leaks in yesterday's video, but those were kind of like the obvious ones. Now, since we have all this going on, I want to take a look at the market, all right? Not that it relates to the FUT Champs necessarily, but with what we've been talking about the past couple of days, we knew the market was going to be taking a hit. We've talked about how price in the market have gotten absolutely rocked, but I've made some investments. You can see that pink hair on my transfer list. I got some Rodmans here because her card actually performed really well yesterday, and we saw some life on the market. Some of the cards, like we thought, got panic sold crazy in the early morning hours. Osimhen, last night, we were looking at him on the video. We were like, guys, he's going to go down. He did. He went down a little further, but then he kind of popped back up. You had some nice panic selling lows, and then you had some rebounds after that yesterday. Now, the market is kind of back down again. You can see he's like 880K. But the fact that a lot of cards did this, like Vitinha, who on Monday was all the way down, or all the way up at 170K, dropped all the way down to 140, 139 in that early morning Monday panic. Here we are heading into Tuesday, where prices are actually up a good bit. Sorry, we're heading into Wednesday. I'm a day off looking at this graph. But yesterday on Tuesday, he was low to start the day. And now heading into Wednesday, these cards are down again. After they rose up yesterday, I'm wanting to get invested here. Like, look at Retegui, 1.37. This dude is dropping like a rock. Now, sure, you want to be a little bit careful with strikers. But yesterday, he was 1.9 million. Like 1.3, when a card was 1.9 mil yesterday, I'm tempted to just buy one because he's the least packable card in this team. He's one of the most expensive. Actually, he is the most expensive card in Serie A Tots. That seems like an interesting card for me because I'm sure people want to try that out today. We got the Serie A Tots guaranteed incoming, as we're going to talk about in a second. Last week, the Bundesliga cards were not great investments on the day of the guaranteed pack, but this week could be a little bit different. I just wanted to mention that we had a good bit of a rebound on the market on some of the out-of-packs cards, and I think that maybe that could be a place that you look on the market today. Maybe you don't want to risk with the Serie A Tots cards, but man, you know, that Vitinha card, he's back down again. I'm kind of interested in buying him, you know, for 140,000 coins. If he's still there on the market, that's a card that hopefully can go back up to 160 today. You know, that sort of thing. Seeing those cards bounce yesterday makes me believe there's maybe a little bit of life left in this market that just kind of keeps dropping with all the great Evo content that we have had, which makes sense, right? Because people are replacing players in their team that are tradable with the untradeable Evo and SBC cards. So like that's a card that I'm kind of interested in at the moment. I picked up a Gabriel for 430,000 coins. I think center backs are a little bit more safer to trade with at the moment if you're trying to make some coinage. I'm going to let that 434 sit. I got bought. I'm trying to catch some undercuts for these cards and some bids. This Borja Sainz was another one, right? He went almost to 200,000 coins, like 180 to 190. And here we are back down again in the 160s. If I can snag him at 160, I will. If I could snag Martinez for like 100K, I will do that as well because he's almost 120,000 right now. And sure, that's a really cheap card to trade with. Like on a lower budget, you could afford him. Those are the types of cards I think you want to mess around with right now. You want to mess around with the less than 250,000 coin cards because those are the ones that are still showing good signs of fluctuations on the market. Like we just mentioned with the Vitinha, maybe a card like Cherky. What did his graph look like yesterday? Cherky yesterday started at 58K, rose to 65. Okay, he's still 63, so he's a bit up. But those cheaper cards, if you look around some of the older leagues of Team of the Season, I'm talking from League 1, D1 Arkema, up until Bundesliga, the out-of-packs leagues, these are going to be the cards you want to trade with. And make sure you trade with the hype ones. Kimmich, he's a very hype card too. That card could be a card that maybe moves up today a little bit, maybe moves up tomorrow. It does depend on Evos. The market right now feels like it's 100% at the mercy of Evos and what good ones we get if they're traded, like if they're expensive, if they're paid Evos, if they're really good boosts like we saw with the striker one that cooked the striker prices. And of course, some of the La Liga links, the leaks, we need to be careful with as well. But you know, I think a lot of people know what's coming with La Liga, and if you stick with the cheaper cards to make some trades right now, you should be a lot safer trading with those than you would be with a more expensive card, even like a 500K Olise. But I just think the market can maybe rebound a little bit today, and then after Rivals Rewards tomorrow, just because we had such a big crash, and I think some people are still going to see the value in playing in Weekend League since it's easier. Maybe that does pull more people to go buy a couple cards for their team to play in the Weekend League since there's a lower barrier to entry. That at least is going to get more people thinking about it and could impact the market a bit. Now, let's talk about today on Wednesday. Of course, we already mentioned it, and if you guys have been on this game at least semi-recently, you know what comes out every single Wednesday. That is the guaranteed Team of the Season packs. Now, of course, today we're going to be having the Serie A Guaranteed Tots pack, but along with that, I do not think we're getting a NWSL guaranteed. We did not get a Frauen Bundesliga guaranteed pack last week during Bundesliga, but this time we have 2 packs added to the code, and that kind of confirms that. Just 2, not 3. Rest of Europe Tots pack, which would be the Shaqiri League right now that is in packs, and then the Serie A Tots pack, that's kind of the one that we're the most interested in there. So watch out for those today. They should be pretty cheap. Like last week, the Bundesliga Tots upgrade was an 84 and an 85 with a Tots card. Probably going to need a Tots card for the Serie A today. Hopefully it's maybe just one squad, like an 85 or maybe an 86 with the Tots. The Super League Tots last week was one squad. I would imagine the rest of Europe's going to be one squad as well. Other than that, for today on Wednesday, of course, we got 1 or 2 more player SBCs. And Doi, I think, the Swiss left mid is one of the cards that is left here, but probably not as hyped as the big ones. We've got all the big Serie A SBCs so far during TOTS, so that's kind of ending, but we should have a couple more player SBCs to look over. Today as well is going to be the refresh of the 81 plus tradable Team of the Week pack. I think my refresh timers are off right now because this icon pick is not refreshing in an hour, 49 minutes. The content drop is literally in like 13 or 14 hours from now. So something's up with that one. Not sure. And I think the tradable Team of the Week does refresh today as well. Let's actually check Team of the Week prices because usually on Wednesdays, this is when we see the team of the week prices dip. Of course, remember last week they were not down for very long because they went up with the 100 players pack that was refreshing. Looks like right now team of the week cards are still hanging around 21,000 coins. So maybe they drop back down to like 17K today because that's an SBC that people do each week to try to make some coins. And if you have untradeable fodder, why not hit that to make some easy free coins each and every week? Like I'm going to do that, of course, before it refreshes today, and then we'll be able to do it again. Now, what are we going to get for Evo content today? We don't have any leaks yet, so that's one thing we're a little uncertain about. Could we have an Evo today? Yeah, it's possible. But like I mentioned, I do kind of think that EA might slow down the Evo content just a little bit because it's been pretty crazy recently, and I hope the Evo content stays insane during La Liga, but I'm a little bit curious because I don't think it can stay at this pace for a super long time. I hope we get an Evo today, and I would love to continue to get insane evolutions, but I'm just trying to be realistic as well. We just had a week before this, 2 weeks ago, where the Evo content was absolute cheeks. Like this Marathon Man Evo, this is one that we complained about a couple weeks ago because it doesn't give any boost to dribbling. It's only a max 87 dribbling requirement on this Evo anyway. Like a lot of the cards that you put into this, like that Sissoko is cooked because he goes to 94 rated but doesn't get any dribbling stat boost, and his stat limits are only 90 to 91. So this Evo is expiring today, but this is one that I would recommend. Probably not worth your coins and or points because that is just really not a good Evo. But hopefully we do have another one incoming today, even if it's a simple one. We're down for that. EA, cook something up like you've been cooking up recently. That's something we hope to see there. But that's basically it with the content that we'd be looking for today on a Wednesday. Of course, there's going to be some people doing, like myself included, some more upgrade packs. Maybe you do a last pack send in the store, like if you've been saving up your coins. I've only opened 1 or 2 store packs this week. I opened a 425 up on the weekend. I packed Lukaku. Maybe we'll try one more of these. I'm trying to pack Pulisic myself. We just hit 200 TOTS cards on the entire promo, which is pretty crazy to be completely honest. Pretty happy with that so far. But I think I'm also going to send some premium upgrades today because I'm still chasing Pulisic. But other than that, right now, a lot of the hype is turning towards La Liga for sure. And I will mention this once again. Watch out for the La Liga leaks today for sure, because I think they should start coming out here really soon. Of course, the biggest things we're going to be wondering about is who's our La Liga player SBCs, what are the La Liga Evos going to be, but of course, it was a voted on team of the season for La Liga, so we're going to be really curious to see who actually gets in, because we're expecting some big names, but we don't have that confirmation yet. So that's going to be the video for me today, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, and also drop your thoughts down below what you think about that new Squad Battles objective today. Do you like it? Is it too hard? Do you like the rewards? I think most people can agree that it's something so fun and interesting that it's worth a try. If it's difficult, then that's a whole nother situation because it is a little bit difficult. Imagine the guy at EA who had to try to set the number and test, like, I'm going to go try to score as many goals in squad battles, beginner difficulty as I can, and see where we should set this at for this piece of content. Like, that's kind of hilarious to think about it for that. Like, I'm glad they chose 45 because, like, 45 seems hard and, like, tough but doable. But, like, if it was 50, that'd be really hard, and then we'd be frustrated. So, yeah, let me know what you think down below about the comments on that one. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that one. And if you did enjoy this video, I appreciate a thumbs up as always. I will see you guys in the stream today. We're going to continue chasing those team of the seasons, have our guaranteed TOTS packs, and open our weekend league rewards here. I'm going to finish up these games, and we'll see if EA surprise us with anything else. That's going to be the video for me today, guys. Have a great Wednesday. It's been TheFutAccountant. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.